Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Coming and sitting down because today we're going to talk about mobile game addiction. Which, you know me, I like talking about mobile games and the kind of weird shit that goes on there. But sometimes it goes just a little too far. With the birth of modern smartphones, you don't need a big fancy PC to play a decent video game, right? In recent years, mobile games have exploded. In 2023 alone, over 700,000 mobile games are now available at your fingertips. 7-0-0-0-0. Having a massively addicted game in your pocket at all times can lead to some wild cases of mobile game addiction. And when you throw in the fact that most free-to-play games are filled to the brim with shady microtransactions and predatory practices, it could drive people to spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on in-game items.
700万ぐらいはそれ以上してると思いますけど、もうそれ以上はもうあんまり考えないようにしてますね。
Uh-oh!
That's why you use mommy's credit card.
That's why you dig deep into the bottom of your mom's purse and get that little piece of that square piece of plastic out. And so there's silly numbers on it. What do those mean? Put that in. You can get you want all the skins in the game?
Yeah.
Gotta dig a little deeper. Big names like PUBG Mobile have literally made billions of dollars since its creation. In 2024, nearly $92 billion was generated through the mobile game market as a whole. We are in the wrong business. Papa Meat mobile game?
If there's any indie devs out there, hit us up.
So, strap in as we take a look at the addicting world of mobile games. We can't talk about mobile games without talking about one of the most recent heavy hitters that seems to have taken the world by storm, which is the Uma Musume Pretty Derby. We played it on stream. Show me playing it a little bit. Special week runs off again in a panic. However...
Oh! Out of my way!
It's a good time.
It's mostly a novel.
It's pretty. I'm like, I thought I could race the bitches instead. I'm just watching them run around the track. Come on, what it is, what it is. Also, this document's old document. This isn't up to par. It ain't that popular anymore. Pretty Derby is a Japanese mobile game that was released back in 2021, but recently has become majorly popular in the US after its recent English release in June of this year. Umumusame is a gacha game where you can train race horses that may have been reincarnated as anime horse girls to participate in races. It's a game where basically, like, people that get hard over anime girls, they are horses. But they're cute! And they're kind of wacky and a bit silly. It's awesome. The game has recently blown up to new heights on Twitch, and this has resulted in players becoming fans of real-life horse racing. It's pretty funny. People translating their horse racing gambling into real-life, like Kentucky Derby, like race gambling has been a real treat. Because the characters are based on existing race horses, some have gained new following based on the game's success. How silly and cute and fun. But of course, people took things way too far and started traveling to the ranches where they're kept in order to trespass on private property to take photos of the horses. Crazy to break into a stable. How the f*** do you know where it's at? Cinnamon? Down that way. Nick's standing in the corner like Blair Witch style. And I don't think he really knows where he's at.
See, I wish the game was like jockeys riding horse girls.
It should have been very tiny, extremely small French and Italian jockeys on top of these anime girls. And they're like, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And they're like, running on the track. I would have been way on board with that. You're crazy. But to understand how people are pushed to this point, we first need to understand how mobile games are so addicting. The developer of these games aren't just working on passion projects. Yeah, right. They're tapping into human psychology to create an addictive experience. They're literally just creating new forms of cigarettes and cocaine. That's why it's just dopamine deals where it just keeps tapping it. It's like an IV drip for dopamine. Oh. Hey, we just want to thank today's sponsor real quick, Starforge Systems. They hooked us up with this very mint, beautiful PC, and hell, I trust them. I mean, look at it. I wish I was from here. If you're looking for a new system, be sure to check out the link in the description if you want some nice, high quality, big gaming PCs, right? I'm able to play Crysis from 2007 with max settings on this bad boy. Yeah, I bet your computer can't do that, so. Thank you, Starforge, for sponsoring this video, and hey, back to the video. Every sound effect, graphic, and piece of music is implemented with the goal of evoking a dopamine response. Every time you win a horse race in Uma Musume, you have a slight lobotomy. These These games thrive off utilizing reward systems like loot boxes that elicit feelings of anticipation and excitement that keep people coming back for more.
No.
That's a child.
With a whip, dude? Incorrect.
Not only are they paying for these items, but the results are unpredictable, meaning people will often spend more than expected in search of the specific drop they want. And it doesn't help that many in-game items and cosmetics are locked behind a specific window of time. Implementing artificial scarcity tactics like this push people to play and spend money to avoid missing out on an exclusive item they'll never be able to earn otherwise. Some popular games can be unnecessarily greedy. In Diablo Immortal, one streamer had to spend around $15,000 before he was finally able to unlock a rare item, a 5-star legendary gem. Is this an end of season April Fool's joke? I fucking hate that deal. Do you guys not have phones?
We don't have any plans at the moment to do PC. Do you guys not have phones?
Yeah, you guys all have
Everyone's got a
phones,
phone.
right?
You can play on your tablet too.
Oh, BlizzCon thing? Fuck, that was for that game. Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna go back there and cut that for the video. I'm just saying. I think one of those guys on stage got out. Cut all of this, even if it's right. I'm just saying. Many fear that these games are training children to become gambling addicts, and the dopamine release that comes from a flashy mobile game seems to be no different than a typical slot machine, imposing the same types of random chance outcomes that keep people hooked for hours on end. And there have been reports of kids as young as 12 years old becoming so addicted to mobile games that when taken away have led to multiple threats of self-harm.
A video where a mom took her son's like iPad away and she came home and the whole house was destroyed.
Okay. My mom took away my Kindle Fire and I was like, ah! My boy Dong Nguyen, a 28-year-old programmer from,
Nguyen.
My boy Dong Nguyen, a 28-year-old programmer from Vietnam, created Flappy Birds back in 2014. Remember Flappy Birds? Hey, who had fun with Flappy Birds, man? Who didn't sit there and they were like, try again. That was me and Robot Unicorn Attack. Always I wanna be with you and make believe with you and live in harmony our life. When it's cold outside and the heat in vain. Hold on to the night, there will be no rain. Doom, 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 doom. Always I wanna be with you. That's a good one, dude. One of the most viral phone games at the time, if not of all time. It amassed over 90 million players and was earning up to $50,000 a day. Despite the massive success, Dong was unhappy due to the hordes of criticism that came with his newfound fame. Like people accused him of ripping off designs from Nintendo. You know what I'd say? I'm Dong Nguyen. Why don't you go fuck yourself? Well, if I ripped off Nintendo, then why isn't Nintendo doing it? Well, I'll do it. Yeah, it's a grain pipe and it's a fucking bird. Why don't you tell those cocksuckers over there? You know what? Also, my grandfather's Italian and he's pissed about Mario. You think Italians look like that? Put up Mario and then put up fucking Italian man. And in the end, he removed the app from the App Store, claiming that it was ruining lives due to how addicting it was.
I thought he removed it because like loan sharks were coming out for him, trying to break his legs.
Loan sharks? Was making 50 grand a day. I had to get a $1.5 billion loan from the Russian mafia to make Flappy Birds. Why have you not paid this back yet? It's popping off. Just give me time. One woman, frustrated over her husband's gaming addiction, took to the internet to share her experience and ask for advice. According to her, his obsession with games Age of Z has become the biggest issue in their marriage. Could be a lot of worse things. What if he came too early?
God, that's horrible.
Not only has he spent over $1,000 on the game within a few months, but he's become so focused on it and it's starting to humiliate her in social situations. All right, dude, now I feel like, first off, $1,000 over a few months. Like, what's a few months? 4 months? Is he a grown man with a full-time job? Don't get me wrong, $1,000 is a lot of money, but still, sounds like the just has some extra income. And now he goes out, he has to hang out with the dog friends that she has. And now she's like, okay, so you're not gonna hang out and talk with us? During a parent informational night at their kid's kindergarten, he spent the entire night gaming on his phone. She would nudge him to remind him to put it away, but he would only sneer at her and take it back out a few minutes later. Okay, I hate to keep being on this boy's side, but listen, parents informational night and kindergartner, what the f are they learning, dude? You know what a square is? Yeah. What about a triangle? Yeah. I'm gonna go back to Age of Z.
What if their child is a troublemaker, bullying other kids?
Well, then once again, he has to have the distraction of Age of Z to get through this tumultuous time. There are plenty of stories of mobile games potentially ruining an entire family. In one case, a child explains how showing his father a game called Free Fire slowly tore the entire family apart. Both his two sons stopped playing it 5 years prior, while their father continued playing it every minute of every day, claiming he's, quote, lost everything because of the game. Here's the thing, too. Every time I hear these things, I like look at the game and I'm like, shit does not look fun. I always wonder, like, what they're like, oh, that's kind of... Like, imagine, put up Free Fire on the screen. Imagine looking at that and being like, oh. Okay, I guess I'll play for a while. For every day. Every minute of every day. I don't know. Anytime he isn't able to play Free Fire, he becomes irritable and stops speaking to anyone in the family. And this leads to him screaming at everyone for various petty reasons. Whose bike is this? Yeah, it's in the garage where the bikes are supposed to be. Like, Dad, you just need to go to the grocery store. You can play Free Fire when you get back. Opens the door and sit in his car.
He just sounds like a shitty person.
He sounds like a terrible person. This guy. The last guy and this guy. The first guy was cool.
Yeah. He's just like, so what? I spent a couple $100
So
on my life.
So I spend like $250 a month on a game I like for my fucking my 3-year-olds in or my 4-year-olds in kindergarten. He likes apple juice and he colors outside the lines. I mean, what? Can I not have a break? This guy's just like, it's unbelievable. Even the kids are like, hey, could you just maybe we go for a catch or something? Are you fucking retarded? Yeah, that's a pretty offensive thing. You shouldn't say that. I got the character there, didn't I, bet? But things began to escalate when the family found out that there are young women in the gaming friend group that he flirtatiously talks to. Okay, now he's trying to get a little pussy on the side. That's a guy who plays in the dark too in the living room. Here's a light come on, the cell phone screen turns off. He's like sitting in the dark. You see the light there? The kid's at the top of the stairs. Dad? You see the light go off. He's in total blackness. Dad, are you gonna go to bed? Mom's wondering if you're gonna go to bed. Just total darkness. Okay, well, I'll see you tomorrow. I love you. He starts to turn around. The glow of the phone starts to illuminate again. God damn it, Dad. One woman became addicted to a team-based multiplayer game in which she was a top player that led a high-ranking alliance. Whoa. She used every second of free time at work playing on her phone rather than socializing with coworkers, and even admits to occasionally playing while driving. Come on now, girl. Girl, what are you doing? Hold on. Girl, let me ask you something. What you doing? Doing that. Is that a good bit? She stopped cooking, doing chores, and even showering, becoming a complete zombie outside of the game. Her self-worth became tied to it, to the point where she kept playing even when she stopped enjoying it, simply because she didn't want to let everyone down.
Okay, so she's kind.
Selfless.
Yeah.
Angel. That's a not all heroes bathe.
Batman definitely doesn't bathe.
Batman definitely bathes. He's a billionaire in his penthouse. Oh. Getting his dick sucked. Oh.
Alfred.
Oh, yeah, Alfred comes in. But see, that's the thing. That's the thing with Batman is he has Alfred come in, and since he's always been a spoiled child, he like has tub time with Alfred. Let me get into the Master Wayne.
I don't like that he's looking right into my eyes. Jeez, Alfred.
Jeez, Alfred. It's clean. Oh, jeez, Alfred. Alfred, come on. You're scratching me. You're scratching me, Alfred. Stop it.
Have you ever been addicted to a video game?
You know which game I liked back in the day? There was one called Zombieville. It was like a side scroller where you would walk down and you had to survive a bunch of, like, basically see how many levels you could last, but you could, like, hop in houses and you would get, like, ammo and stuff there. I liked Fruit Ninja. I liked Robot Unicorn Tech. Well, at least it was on the iPod Touch.
I'll play, like, a mobile game for, like, one day.
Yeah, well, I guess have I ever been addicted to one? No. But I had them on whenever I had the iTouch, I was like, whoa! I like just in school, I didn't play games. I remember the best thing that ever happened to me was, I didn't get to do this all the time, but my friend was sick and he kept his fucking brick iPod. It had like, I don't know, 80 gigs on it, which was like an insane amount of memory back then, in his locker. And he's like, he like texted me and he was just like, you can use it for the day if you want. And I was like, oh. He had every Lord of the Rings movie on it. I remember like having that, like the iPod, whatever, and like watching like Return of the King and like crying in class.
Yeah, I did. I had the Zune.
Of course you did. Mobile game whales. In the gaming space, a whale is a player that is willing to spend an unfathomable amount of money on games. The term whale comes from the casino industry, referring to gamblers that drop millions of dollars at a time at the tables playing games, which is also usually your crypto whales. Whales is just somebody with a large amount of money that just throws it. They spend very happily. They are a gold mine that the mobile game industry actively tries to appeal to by creating high retention gaming experiences. There are also mid-tier spenders referred to as dolphins, and these players are also important as they spend less than whales, but more than the average player. And finally, there are minnows, players who spend practically nothing at all. AKA, do you see how this is also a lot of terminology that's referred to with also people that perform gay sex? Is there something that, you know, a bear, a pup, an otter, a whale, a minnow, a dolphin?
I thought they'd call them like shrimps or something, or like bottom
They should
feeders.
just call them bottom feeder would be a good one, dude. Bottom feeders. You just play the game for fun? Okay. One woman shares a text thread from her fiance that reveals that he had spent $600 on Genshin Impact without ever bringing it up to her. Oh, that's a little skeleton in the closet. I didn't know how to tell you. Also, Genshin Impact, that's a big one. People spend tons of money on that game. She was infuriated, rightfully so, seeing as they were living paycheck to paycheck, despite her working 55 hours a week while he works for Uber rideshare. The woman berates him for using their shared emergency card in order to purchase 2 characters in the game, to which he responds by calling her abusive and controlling. Woman, run away from this man. Not even man, run away from this boy, this toddler. Okay, well, I told you I was gonna drive later. I just wanted to get these 2 new Fox mains. What the fuck? You know how controlling you are right now? She's like, we will not be able to afford food. Why don't you keep yelling at me? That's that kind of, it's emotional manipulation. I don't like that shit.
Get them out of there. See ya. Don't need you.
Exactly, yeah. Toss the ball up.
I'd emotionally manipulate them back.
Dude, I'm pregnant. That's, if you're a girl, use that all the time. Oh, can I not buy 2 fucking characters in the game? My period didn't come this month.
And you might not be the dad.
See, but you don't ever just say, I'm pregnant right away. Let it build for a second. You think that bird's gonna pick up fast on that? He's like, what? And then you walk away. It's like, just sitting there for a while. Oh my God. And then if it gets really bad, don't do this. Not if you're in a bad situation, I don't know. Maybe cut this next part. I was gonna say, then whenever he says going, cut that. we'll cut that part. The man's entire family started joining in on the accusations, eventually encouraging him to call off the marriage. They ended things soon after. What a dodged bullet. If they were just engaged, oh, that's a blessing in disguise. Oh my God, that makes me believe in God. It doesn't it? She's just like, you know what? If the parents come in, I think you should leave her. I mean, that's like literally, I've got a golden ticket. You know what I mean? Literally, I'd be like, go to church because you got some payback to give after that one. Holy hell. Genshin Impact has claimed the wallets of many unsuspecting people, with many racking up far more than a mere $600. In Singapore, a father discovered her 18-year-old daughter spent $20,000 for in-game content using a credit card that was supposed to be used for transportation expenses. And in China, one teenager spent her entire family's life savings, a whopping $64,000 on mobile games. Her mother only found out after checking her bank account and seeing that only 7 cents remained. Oh. Her mother told reporters, I'm in a daze. My head feels like it's going to explode. I don't know how you would process that. Your whole thing you've worked for your whole life, gone.
One child policy.
We have to have some kind of rehabilitation that isn't just kill the child. We've got to have something. In a strange turn of events, one man spent so much money on the mobile game Diablo Immortal, here we go again, that it ended up punishing him. A content creator that goes by JT is All Business, what a terrible name, spent $100,000 maxing out his barbarian character in the game. 100 grand, bro. Because his character became so overpowered, the game was physically unable to matchmake him with other players for PvP matches.
This might be a match that I lose, which I'm not even gonna say that's a bad thing. Like, losing isn't necessarily bad for me because I can lower my rank a little bit and maybe get a queue.
And according to him, he'd have to wait up to 72 hours in queue just to match with one opponent with a similar matchmaking rank. He did not receive much sympathy from public, with one stating, "You paid to win. You won. Now you're on a throw with no one else besides you. Good job. I hope you're happy with yourself." Holy fuck. Holy man. Absolutely brutal. My stomach kind of turned. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of sat there for a second. I was going to say something else, but then I was just like... In one of the more extreme cases of mobile game addiction, a 22-year-old man from India took his own life after falling into massive debt. The victim was heavily engrossed in a mobile betting game to the point of reaching out to his family for money after spending everything he owned. When he lost that money too, he started reaching out to self-help groups in his village and taking loans in order to continue betting. And after spending the equivalent of thousands of dollars, he found out that he was later unable to repay the debts once they started to hassle him to pay the money back. Under the stress of financial ruin and the mounting pressure from lenders, he locked himself in his room and threw himself from the ceiling. This is a comedy video, by the way. You know what that is, though? That's the way that's connected, though, if I had to say, is it starts with like something innocent like a mobile game, but then that leads to gambling addiction. And gambling addiction is, I mean, that's the dopamine tap. If you do not have it, you're being like deprived of it. If it's not constantly getting that tap, it's torture. I feel horrible for that kid, man. That's such a horrible addiction, man. Brutal. And the people that profit off that, snakes. Disgusting little demons. The game Candy Crush has a chokehold on moms across the world. With thousands upon thousands of levels to complete, some have been playing it constantly for well over a decade. I know my mom went through a Candy Crush saga.
Or was it Farmville? That was
Farmville on
huge.
Facebook. I'm surprised there has not been a documentary on that yet.
Oh yeah, why?
Farmville was f***ing insane. I wonder if people remember Farmville. The millennials and the boomers do. Boomers treated that shit like it was real life. It was crazy. While it's only a simple puzzle game, people have come out and admitted that the game feels more addicting to them than heroin. One Candy Crush fan states, quote, "I've had dreams about the game, and I've started to look at household items as if I could rearrange them in threes to make them disappear and get points."
He was looking at your children.
That's actually kind of a fucking cool horror movie idea. Kid comes in with his backpack from school. Mom, I'm home. In the living room, everything's in threes. Mom? She's sitting there like the fucking gardener, the pool boy, or whatever. They're dead, sitting in threes there. She's like, turns around. Hey, wait, stop moving. Candy Crush. Bloomhouse, don't you fucking dare try to take that shit. Bloomhouse is like, we can make it for $500,000. We can make $20 million. Jason Bloom. I can make it for how much? It's Jason Bloom. Oh my god, I can make it for $1 million and make $500 million of it! I hate Jason Bloom, dude. You can keep or leave it in, I don't give a shit. In 2014, a 45-year-old woman named Sally Ann Turner from the UK was so addicted to the game that she resorted to stealing money from her disabled mother. Perfect target. Looking over. Ann! Ann! Are you there? Who goes there? Is that a good bit? All right. Adam Winger, a 38-year-old librarian from Utah, resigned from his job after stealing $89,000 from the city's personal account. He had used an Amazon account linked to the company card in order to purchase piles of Google Play gift cards so he could spend it on in-game purchases for Game of War. It's insane that he's probably the first person to buy a Google Play gift card that wasn't an elderly person getting scammed by an Indian guy. The one man to go into a Best Buy that isn't an 86-year-old woman with an Indian dude on the phone being like, "Do not redeem!" Some of these mobile game heist stories run deep. One of the wildest examples also involves Game of War and the story of Kevin Lee Coe and the embezzlement of $5 million. Kevin, a 51-year-old businessman, worked at Holt of America, a company that produces heavy machinery. And in the span of 7 years, he had begun slowly using fake credit card transactions to steal money from the company. Not only did he use it to buy 49ers tickets, he also bought fancy cars and even plastic surgery for himself. So sick. He had taken a liking to the mobile game Game of War and willingly spent $1 million worth of microtransactions. Eventually, people started to notice that money was being siphoned from the company, leading to Kevin being caught and pleading guilty to wire fraud and money laundering. He was sentenced to 10 years in prison and was forced to pay $4.5 million in restitution to his former employer.
Do people actually think they're gonna get away with this shit?
I think it's one of those things where they do it once and then they're like, no one noticed. Well, what if I try again? And it goes again to the point where I feel like you're like, They won't know. I mean, also, I think people have weird ways of justifying it. Well, the company makes this much. They won't notice it. Why would they care? While it may seem like an ordinary game, most mobile games are more akin to slot machines than casual way to pass time. It's hard not to be tempted here and there to spend money on a game that you really like, right? I mean, I'd done it in League of Legends even. Do I need a new skin in League? No. What the f am I? No. I don't play the game for years and it's like, well, that was a fucking waste of money. If you want to spend your own money, hey, feel free to. Just know that it's a slippery slope that can lead to a lot of disappointment and regret down the road. Thank you so much for watching this video, and hey, happy clicking out there. Good luck on your loot crates. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.